was hyped for that. And then I only went 1 and 2 in that bracket, so that was disappointing.
I see.
And then in the amateur bracket, I came in third.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
But I got double eliminated by the same guy. Both sets were I lost 1-2, and then I lost 2-3.
Okay. What character was it?
He played Falco and Falcon, which are like my two worst.
Ooh, okay. You pick both. All right. So why don't we just start out some friendlies and kind of work our back way into the groove?
Yeah, I have probably like the worst time dealing with lasers ever.
Okay. Let's focus on that today. Because I feel like last time we didn't really talk about the other characters too much. You know, mostly like Marth, right?
Yeah. Like I just feel like it's Falco especially. Like I feel like I just have like a mental block. Like
yeah,
I have a harder time teching against Falco than any other character. I have a harder time like really just doing anything.
I've been there with you, man. You're not the only person to feel that. With others too. Would you say, like, what's happening right now is typically what happens when you get hit by Falco?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, we'll get you a little bit better on the receiving side of pain. It's still tough, of course. Not bad. Good. I like that. I like this. That was weird, but good.
Yeah, that was supposed to be an up air, but I guess my thumb didn't want it in the right direction.
Nice crash cancel.
Oh.
Okay.
That's rough.
Yeah, I think there are a few times where you kind of just like jumped into the attack.
Yeah, I have that problem. Like I mentioned, I used to do like lessons with Kage, and he would always be like, "Yeah, you jumped into that. You keep jumping into these attacks," and I'm like, "It's just a habit." Like, I just feel like at any point, like I just like it was really bad. I've gotten a little bit better at it, but when I'm like off stage, like my first instinct is to jump. And I've gotten a little bit better about it. Like coming back to stage instead of immediately burning my jump, I'll like side B back to stage. But like if I feel like I don't know why, because I know like in the back of my head it was like every time I jump I feel like I run into an attack. It could be, you know, a knee, a Falco down air, whatever. It just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'll address one part separately, which is when you're recovering and you do an action. Okay, so like side B and jump, there's actually merits to why you do them. They actually stop your horizontal drift or slow down your horizontal momentum. So like if I F smash you and you do side B, you actually slightly go less horizontal, right? So
Yeah.
the short of it is like most people do stuff because they've had experience with it saving them, right? So like if I F smash you and you go into the corner and you jump out, there's a chance that saved you, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for most newer players, they make the mistake of jumping out or doing something when it wouldn't even save them, right? So like,
Yeah.
if I hit you off, why don't you crouch a little bit? Alright, so now I want you to taunt and hold up. But before you do this, you're gonna basically get sent off to like over here, right?
Okay.
I want you to, one is to tumble, to wiggle, right? So when you wiggle out of tumble, you go left and right. Do you know about this part?
I do not.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna up tilt you, and do you see how you're like in this animation, right?
Yeah.
This is not a normal animation for Marth. His normal one is he will, yeah, exactly. He looks like he's floating, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to up tilt you, and then I want you to basically dash dance in the sky. Go left to right, okay?
Okay.
Do you see how he tumbles out?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do it one more time. All right. You get out of that significantly faster than if you do nothing, okay? And as soon as Marth is in like this normal falling position, that's when you're allowed to double jump or do anything. Okay?
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know about that tumble thing. It's not hit stun, right? Because you're out of hit stun.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to do anything until you're out of tumble. So I'm gonna F smash you. You're gonna wiggle out so that you're able to do stuff, right? And then you're just gonna recover like normal, all right? Things I don't want you to do. I don't want you to side B, and I don't want you to double jump immediately. Okay.
Okay.
So
am I taunting and holding up now?
Yeah, just a little bit closer to me, so you're a little, yeah. So we're gonna initiate this, and you're gonna recover. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there you go, side B, or yeah, whatever, right? So, but did you notice how you had time to wiggle and decide?
Yeah.
Right. And this is only going to come with experience, right? So let's do it another time from the middle.
I wasn't holding up.
Yeah, you weren't holding up.
And then I went to hold up and jumped.
It's okay. So let's get some percent on you again. And then the reason I tell you to hold up, of course, is for the forward smash, right?
Yeah.
All right. So here you could have even double jumped and grabbed the ledge out of that, right? You could have like wiggled out and then done one of these.
Yeah.
Right. So let's try that one.
Oh, hold on. What am I doing?
So after I kick you, you're gonna wiggle out and just double jump to grab the ledge.
Okay.
See that? You didn't quite get out of tumble, but that concept is right there, right? You use your double jump to grab the ledge instead of a different form of recovery.
Yeah.
Right. So let's do one more kick. And then recover any way you want.
Oops.
It's okay. It's okay. But you have time to make that decision, and there's enough room for variation, right? Like, I could have shot lasers, and you would have been fine. You could have had time to maybe fast fall or take the laser and still have time. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So don't just act out of stuff willy-nilly, right? Act out of stuff with care.
Yeah.
You want to try?
I'm writing this down real quick.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Dude, the tumble thing, no one knows until someone tells them.
Yeah, I had no idea at all. All right.
All right, let's take one more F smash and see how you do. Okay. Oops. Well, that's too close. Stay there. All right. Side B. There you go. And so what I usually do as Marth is like on my way down, I'm side B'ing. And you don't side B necessarily at the very top. Maybe you side B like right before you double jump or a few times, you know. When you watch Marth recover this upcoming week on YouTube, try to pay attention to how he recovers, okay? So like notice when hit stun ends, notice how he's drifting, you know. Does he drift forward max the whole time, or does he kind of like get to a spot, you know, and like slow down like here, you know? Did they ride the wall this time? You know, ask all these questions, and then you know, pause before the hit too. You know, rewind. Okay, so he took the F smash, and this is what it looked like. You know, he DI'd like this, and then he came back like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a lot better about, you know, not burning my jump and doing the side B down, but occasionally I run into an instance where, like, I'm off stage. So say you're, like, right here where I'm at, and you're, you know, waiting to see what I'm doing because I'm far enough out that I'm not a threat yet.
Okay.
So I jump, and then I side B, like, too close to stage and, you know, get punished for it.
I hear that. I hear that. Okay, so two things going on. One is as you're side Bing, right, you want to keep in mind the edge, right? So
Yeah.
you never want to side B onto the stage. And the reason being
Yeah.
is the forward hitbox is not good, right?
Yeah.
It won't protect you that good, right? So as you're drifting back to the stage, keep an eye on the relationship between you and the ledge, right? That's your big target, right? The ledge or just barely on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. And then the other thing is when you're playing, and this goes back to one of the topics we hit earlier, you jumping into attacks, right?
Yeah.
When you play, and I'm not sure if this happens right now, are you looking at Falco or Marth?
I've been trying to focus more on my opponent, but it kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah, it's hard, right? I would say as you become more familiar with Marth, right? Like you are dash dancing and you know what that looks like in your head, right? There are a few times, of course, you glance over at yourself to confirm it's exactly how it went, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, try to keep your eye on Falco, and if it's hard, just try to keep an eye on the distance between the two players, right? So as this distance goes closer, right, danger is imminent, right? So as you recover, if I get closer, you need to back up a little bit, or, you know, avoid my attack range or whatever. Right? A lot of times you can even recover, like, at this distance, right? Like, do you see how I have magnet hands from far away?
Yeah, I know about that. Like, that's one way. Before I knew about like option select, like ledge teching, like I always like try to like get at like as far out as I could. Like I know I can go farther than that, but like right there and like
magnet hands, And I can teach you a little bit about a little bit more Marth recovery. So like on my side, I'm going to show you 2 recoveries, and if you look below FD, I'm going to start pretty much at the same height. Okay. It's this one. Okay. So I land on stage with this one. Right.
Okay.
And the important part is that you barely land on stage so that you can shield as fast as possible, right? You don't want to do like this, right? Because it takes a long time for you to, right? So I do one of these. I land on stage, right? From about that height. If I go slant in, I go for the edge.
Okay.
And so you know that Marth has both straight up and horizontal.
Yeah.
Right. The horizontal one's pretty horizontal, and the vertical one's pretty vertical. Right. So that's one mix-up right here, which is just, do you go straight up and land on stage, or do you go straight sideways and land on the edge?
Mm-hmm.
Same goes for here. I can go straight up in magnet hands, okay, or I can go straight sideways and go on stage. And of course you can do like that if I had magnet hands, right? You do the long one, right? So when you recover, try to use the mix-ups and try to stay away from Falco's threat range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, dude, a little bit of this will actually protect you. Right? This blade, I missed it, but the blade has a hitbox, right?
Yeah.
So try to take those 2 things advantage of. Damn, I went far. And I would certainly practice them, right? It's so small, the difference between going up and not. Right, like one of them is going up and landing on stage. Yeah, there you go. And these are all skills in just helping you recover, right? Recovering in varieties of fashions.
Yeah.
Landing barely on stage with up B is definitely underrated in my opinion.
I mean, if you land barely, is there any like, since you're like technically like on the ledge, is there any like, does it lessen the landing lag than if I landed, say, like right here, or is it just
no?
Okay.
But what is good about landing as low as possible to the ground is that there are occasions, right, where this happens and I get hit and I don't get my jump back.
Yeah.
Right? But if you get hit for touching on the ground, at least you have your jump, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the important part about recovering, is that you want to maximize any chance of living, right? So getting your jump back might help, recovering in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know, especially like with like Marth, because he, you have the jump and it makes your recovery like that much more. I mean, it's harder to guess, and if I don't have a jump and I'm just like side B'ing over, they know I don't have a jump, so they're like, he's gonna up B here, and I know I can just, that's easy. But if I have the jump, it gives me more options, which means they have more options to cover.
You're absolutely correct, man, and you're getting onto something, right? Which is, I mentioned to you, you have side B and you have double jump as your resources.
Yeah.
Right. And if you spend them predictably, they're gonna have easier time edgeguarding you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So figure out different ways to spend your resources creatively while still surviving, right? And watch other Marths. When they recover, how do they use their resources? And it'll apply to other parts of the game too. Like when they dash dance, what do they do? But more specifically, in hit stun off stage, what do they do with their resources, right?
Yeah. I see it sometimes with like other characters. I don't know if I've really ever seen it with Marth, or I may have, and I probably wasn't paying 100% attention. But like, they'll be like often like they'll be in like the bubble near the blast zone, and they'll like throw out like an aerial. Like, does that do anything, or is that?
Some characters it does something. Most characters it does nothing.
Okay, does that benefit Marth? Because the only time I know, like, if I accidentally do like a ledge jump or something like that when I tech or whatever, and I'm supposed to like back air, otherwise I will die.
Yeah.
Which I never catch because I never anticipate doing a wall jump tech or whatever that's called. I only expect like the regular tech.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten it like 3 times out of all the times I've done it, and I am never ready for it. So.
So the part about the wall jump thing is that because you wall jump and you go like this, it's like a set distance you go for the wall jump, right?
Yeah.
He goes kind of like that, and the reason you do an attack or anything is because you're allowed to cancel the momentum, right? So after wall jump, if you don't cancel it, you kind of die, right? Same thing with side B. Like, you kind of jump out and then you side B, and you're like, oh my god. That definitely helps, but for recovering for Marth, you don't have to throw out aerials to recover. The benefits would basically be like hitting missiles or hitting people coming out at you.
Yeah.
But as far as recovering, I would definitely watch other Marths and just try to emulate them or copy their mix-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Marth, especially from my experience, dude, is one of the harder top tiers to edgeguard because of how bad people are at dealing with this, right? There's like a lot of different mix-ups that have different timings, right? And if the sword pokes them at any point, they have a harder time dealing with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even this one might hit them, and they might just deal with it differently.
Yeah, I know, like, I get it, certain characters, like, I kind of have, like, they have, like, this, like, textbook, like, recovery that, like, or not recovery, ledge guard that I, like, I'm willing to, I'm able to, like, anticipate and kind of, like, work around.
Okay.
Like, I got a guy who mains Dr. Mario, who I play friendlies with pretty frequently, and he always just, I'd be recovering, and he just does, like a back air.
Okay.
And he would get it with, like, he'd get me, like, every single time. And then I finally, like, thought about it, and I was like, okay, I work on, like, avoiding it. And now I'm pretty good at avoiding it. But for some reason, when I play someone like Luigi, who can do the exact same thing, it's not in my head that, okay, you can do the same thing, I need to watch out for that, and I get hit by that against like a Luigi I play against.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, now I just have to like put the two together.
Yeah. I think one of the best things to do, and this goes right back to you jumping into attacks, is horizontal spacing. Okay? So when you really get a good idea of this spacing, you will get hit by less stuff, right? So like, if this was Luigi, right, and he does this, right?
Yeah.
Horizontal spacing just shows that like you were supposed to be like a little bit farther than that, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, anticipate it and swat him out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of recovery, there's only 2 or 3 things you really can do to maximize your odds. One is don't burn your jump, right? If you have no jump every time you enter this zone and he contests you, of course he's just gonna falling back at you, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a jump, you can fade back to avoid it, or I don't know, you jump high and he's low while you're high, right? So one of the reasons you're getting hit is, one, you're being predictable with resources, so you have no chance to mix up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 is, if you watch this horizontal spacing, you should avoid most attacks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I feel like when I've like thought about it and like I get hit by it and like I could have like thrown out like a forward air or something there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like with my up B, like I try to like never land on stage with it because I know if I get like, or I try to do it like low, so I just kind of like barely grab the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always considered like landing on stage like Sheik's recovery, like if she lands on stage, it's not good at all.
Well, I mean, if someone's edge hogging you, that's
I kind of have to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if I can avoid it, I do. So I normally try to go low, and I think that's what because like I'll not burn my jump, side B down, and then like jump up here or like down here. And then that's when they would fall. It's almost like and it's me, like you said, being predictable. It's like they read the jump, and then they just fall down and hit me out of it.
Okay, this is a great one. Okay, so you're actually locking yourself out of options even though you have jump. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason is because on your path to recovery, if you're here, there's only one thing you can do, right? So like even though you saved your jump, it didn't help you, right? You still went the exact same way. So unless you change your timing dramatically or your spacing dramatically, you pick the same option in essence.
Okay.
Right? So like you just need to not be in this spot that's getting hit by back air, right? It has nothing to do with what's going on with you besides that you're in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You could have made a different decision to drift or side B or delay or jump, I'm not sure, but if someone is hitting you like this, that means you're being there each time and they know when. Right?
Okay, yeah,
right.
so yeah, like you said, just me being predictable, and even though I have my jump, I'm still putting myself in a bad spot. So me having my jump doesn't really help me.
Yes, not just a bad spot, in the same type of spot I was looking for in a different thing, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm getting at. Like, me doing this or this in neutral pretty much has a similar effect, right? I'm not covering other stuff, so they're not that different, right? Same goes for you. If you wait for your jump all the way down here, it's the same. You're still in this same horizontal area, right? You're still underneath that attack. Unless you use your jump to change your position or timing significantly, you pick the same thing.
Okay.
Right? So it's not just you put yourself in a bad spot. You're literally picking a mix-up that's the same as the other option you thought you were mixing up on.
So I'm not really mixing it up.
No, you picked rock the same way, just differently, right?
Okay.
That's the problem, right? Like, you think that you're able to change rock to paper, but you're actually showing rock again.
Okay. That makes better sense than I made of it in my head.
Well, you were right in a way, right? You're in a bad spot, but like, qualify it a little bit more, right? Like, why?
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about it like the way like you meant, like you just said, like it's like I'm trying, I think I'm picking paper, but I'm still picking rock.
Yeah. You thought this was a mix-up, but you're still losing to the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself sometimes in that situation, did you just pick the wrong mix-up? Is what you're thinking not, like, effective,
Mm-hmm.
Especially with recovery, dude. I would certainly just watch more Marths, right? Watch Marths as they recover and then drag practice it, right? Get your buddy to F-smash you, right, at higher percent, or you F-smash yourself with another controller, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just, okay, he does this, he does a side B, and then he does an air dodge on stage.
Yeah, air dodge is something I've noticed like a lot. Like there's a Marth I played yesterday at our weekly, and he air dodged onto stage like a lot, like almost like too much. But like it's just something like I know it's there, I never do it, and I like forget it's an option, so it's like I don't cover it.
Well, one is you need to practice it, and two is you need to see it more, right?
Yeah, like that's one thing I get like a lot, like something like a Sheik or like a Luigi. Is they like to like, or I guess Luigi more likes to like air dodge on stage. So I'm sitting here, and Luigi has a tricky recovery as it is. With he's got his like tornado, his side B. I swear they always have their jump anyway. And so like I could hold ledge, and if I'm not, refreshing my invincibility like well enough or anything, or I, let it go too long, I'm getting hit with something. It could be their up B, they could throw out a back air right there, right before they jump, or forward air, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I feel like, hey, they're gonna, oh, sorry.
No. I was like doing that kind of fair kind of thing. Like you might get stage spiked, right?
Yeah.
Or what you're also getting at is like they might just air dodge and you didn't cover it, right?
Yeah, and or if I'm like by the stage, like if I think, hey, they're gonna do something, so I like ledge dash onto stage or something, which kind of frees up the ledge anyway. But I'm hoping they're gonna go high, and I F smash and they just air dodge and I miss, and they're punishing me my F smash lag, so my timing is just bad.
Okay. Well, let's just show you air dodge, okay? So one big thing about this on stage is you just need to do this. Move back. Right? You really just need to get different versions of this to work in the most simple of terms, right? And I would not complicate it in any way besides timing and spacing, right? So like if he up B's this way, you just forward smash it or down tilt it, right?
Yeah.
And if he is like at this spot, you don't need to swing. You don't need to swing until he's closer to the ledge, right?
Yeah.
Now he has to air dodge or do something, right? So one of the things is like you're trying to F smash him a little early before relaxing, right? Like you can down tilt this or wait, right? But when I'm here, like that's when I have to make a decision, right? You don't have to do anything. I have to make a decision, right? But by you F smashing early, you've given up the ability to wait for my decision. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you jump the gun, right? I'm just sitting duck.
Yeah, I think that's a problem that I have a lot is I jump the gun a lot. And the thing is, like, that's one thing like I always talk about like with my friends who play Melee is, I love Marth, but I just wish he had like persistent hitboxes.
Me too, right?
So when I jump the gun, it's not terrible.
Right, there's like a persistent 40 frame hitbox that like still lasts, right? But that's not Marth, right? You have to kind of just be ready and F smash it or wait for the air dodge, right? So like if I'm here and you want to swing, just relax the urge and wave dash back or down tilt and then swing, right? Do something that's not 100% laggy until you have to do something.
Yeah.
Right? And even if I air dodge, dude, and you miss, I'm not winning unless you're in the lag of F smash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you did nothing, you like blanked out, you still have enough time to kind of do something after.
Yeah.
Right. So some of the urgency people feel is like anxiety or anxiousness that they'll miss their window, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, and this goes through a lot of new players, dude. But what also happens, right? And you know this now is you do something too fast and it was not worth it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like even if you connected, it just repeated or you whiffed, right? So especially with Luigi, here's some easy things I would tell you on edge guarding, okay? And this goes with most characters. I want you to F smash me a couple times. My God, Luigi.
He's got that slide.
Alright. So when you F smash me, I want you to watch me. Or, sorry. So you're going to F smash me and then you're going to come closer, okay? And then you're just going to watch me.
Okay.
Alright. So you're here and I'm here. Okay. And you saw me get out of tumble because he's like doing an upright standing thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at this distance, right? I still have my jump. You do not go out after me. Okay? You only go down after me if I have no jump. Okay? Because I have jump, I can go basically all 8 directions around himself right now, right? Like Luigi can literally go all directions with this jump.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not this way, but
you don't know that.
He can go up in either direction, right? Or I could wait and go up again, right? So plus I can attack, right? So like if you grab the ledge and I fair you, as you said, this is bad, right? So I never go off stage against Luigi if he has a jump. That's the biggest thing, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna burn my jump. I just burned my jump. Now you know a lot of things. Okay. One is you could go out and contest me, right? We both fair. It's not the worst thing unless you die, right? Or maybe you just wait and F smash. Right? Right here I kind of was just too far, so you need to tiptoe over. There you go. Right? Anytime you miss that, it's because you weren't horizontally close enough.
Yeah.
Not because he godlike sweet spotted.
Turn around there.
Right, yeah, so anytime you put your sword even a little bit over, he can't do magic hands.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
he does have magic hands.
Yeah. The only thing he can do is tech, right?
Yeah.
So once again, damage me a little bit.
And that's one thing, like, I try to, like, I don't play a whole lot. I think there's only, like, 1 or 2 Luigis in my region. I just play friendlies with one a lot. Like, I've gotten to the point where I try to keep notice, like, does he have a Cyclone charge? Does he have his jump?
Exactly.
I mean, if he's misfired, you know, if I happen to know the RNG for that game, which is never.
You don't have to think too hard about that, man.
Yeah, because I feel like any time that he needs one of those, he's got it.
That's how it always seems, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you this time to F smash me, and I'm gonna jump, and that's the cue for you to go off to hit me. Okay? That's what we're gonna practice.
Oh yeah, going off stage is one of like my worst things. It's definitely something I've known for a while. I need to work on.
Well, why don't you show me without hitting me what it's gonna look like? Okay, it's gonna kind of look like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you show me that? Okay. Can you wait to jump this time? So after you go off stage, you don't have to fast fall. You can just wait, right? So you're gonna run off the stage, wait a little bit, and then short hop double jump or double jump fair, right?
Okay.
That's better. Make sure when you do the double jump fair, it's more in sync, right? So try to do one on stage for me. Yeah, like that, exactly. Right. So, yep. Do that same thing, which is run off, delayed jump with that rising fair.
Okay.
That was much better. Right? I think you still, not swinging on the rise perfectly, but it's like way better than, you know, what we started out with. All right.
It's the me still facing. I can't if I jump C stick, I can't do like a perfect rising fair when I'm facing right.
Dude, yeah, I think you really just need to do X to A. You need to, whatever jump button you're using, just slide it to A and hold forward.
Oh, that was an error.
Yeah, practice it on stage. But, like, I slide from Y to A. Are you doing this with A right now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. This motion is much better. And you're just going to learn to drift back after the attack comes out. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like if I drift back too soon, I end up with like a back error.
Yeah. So you just gotta make sure that you're not holding back until A comes out. But you're already getting this rising fair motion better than last week, right? Last week I told you to do this and you had same trouble.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned last week. Like I can well, that's not a short hop. I can short hop double fair like
to the left.
Facing left with a C stick, but like when I do it facing right, I have to do the A, and it's kind of hit or miss.
I would definitely practice it, man. Like I said,
And
it doesn't matter how you do it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've got in like my is one of like the things I do as part of my like practice. Like I've got it like a section cut off of like just short hop double aerials.
This is actually hilarious. I didn't know you could double chop. Can I triple chop? No, I can't. Alright. So this time you're gonna F smash me. You're gonna do that rising fair that we talked about, and that's gonna be it. Look, you did it. Now one thing is we didn't wait for the jump. I kind of just told you to go out there.
Yeah.
But next time is you wait for the jump and that's the cue to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like you do the F smash, you wave dash or dash, right? And then as soon as you see me jump, then you go out. Right. So can you show me like F smash, dash, and then go?
So just. Oh jeez.
Yeah. Show me one more time. Okay, so I want you to kind of break up one step that you're passing over. So come to the left of me. So I want you to do this, dash, and after the dash, I kind of let go, right? So it's not a run. It's a dash, let go, and then another dash. Okay? And the reason I do this is to allow myself time to look at my opponent, right?
Okay.
So you're going to F smash, dash, and sometimes you're not going to jump off, right? Sometimes you're just going to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So why don't you give me to a higher percent? All right. So when you F smash me, you're going to come up here, and then you're going to take the edge. Can you show me this before we start it? Dash. Not a dash dance. That's here's the thing. It's dash, let go of the controller, right? So just slam it to the right and then let go. Yeah, like that. All right, so do that F smash, and then the dash, and then the wave dash grab.
No,
That's fine. That's fine. You got the concept down, right? And I heard you press the buttons. You just missed the wave dash timing, right? But the important part was you did this, and there was like a small window where you could have decided whether to take the ledge or to jump off.
Yeah.
Right? So this time we're going to do a real run. You're going to F smash me, dash, and then don't do anything. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you if I'm double jump or not, right? But
okay.
If I double jump, go off stage.
Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't. Well.
No, that was correct. That was actually correct, right? If I was at a higher percent, it'd be safer to grab that ledge. I'm actually realizing right now that if I told you to grab the ledge and I didn't double jump, I might have chopped you. So that was my B. But I did teach you to like look before you go, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we just try that one more time? All right, this time, do the same thing. You're gonna F smash, wait, and then make a according decision. That one is okay.
That one, yeah, I was not expecting the aerial at all.
No, it's okay. So what was sick about it though was that the aerial didn't hit you, right? And then you stole the ledge. What you could have done is the aerial didn't hit you, and then you F smash me, right? But it was so sick that you were like here and ready, right? You kind of made a decision without looking at me, but you were available for it.
Yeah.
So let's try it again. And notice, dude, how waiting allowed you to do that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's try that one more time.
Man, 8%.
Yeah, it's not a lot. All right, one more. All right, F smash and then do what we talked about. That was close. I think you tried to wave dash back, right?
No, I don't know what that jump was. That was basically a tap jump, and I never do those.
It's okay. The two things that could have been that were good were reverse fair, right? You kind of like short hop reverse fair, to kind of like keep me pushed off maybe. And then the other one, of course, is F smash. And the goal of this is to make sure that air dodge keeps me off stage, right? You want to keep me off stage every time I come back.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's try.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like that air dodge option. Like it's something I'm like never ready for. Like so like if we're not playing Luigi right now, if I was playing like a Sheik, like I always grab ledge. And then if I'm under 100%, I just play it cool, roll up, turn around, F smash or something.
Sometimes that works, yeah.
And because if I'm over 100, I'll do like a ledge dash. I'll maybe grab the Sheiks I played like to DI in because they're off stage and they're scared, and I get a free tipper F smash out of that.
Yeah, that's always great. Let me teach you a way. Let me teach you a way to threaten the edge and be ready for air dodge. Okay.
Okay.
So, this is what air dodge looks like, right?
Yeah.
I want you to do this. You're gonna do a short hop, falling fair, right? And then, kind of just wait. Like you do a short hop fair, and then you jump backwards, okay? So show me that short hop, falling fair, and then jump backwards. Yeah. It's basically that, right? So,
yeah.
While I air dodge, even if you whiff the short hop fair, you're going to be jumping backwards by the time I land. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, do the short hop fair even before I air dodge, okay?
Okay. Oh, I didn't jump there. I dashed back, but...
Dash back's fine. Dash back's fine. Right? Wave dash back. Literally any of those versions is fine because you put out a move that threatened the corner, right? And you can threaten the corner like this too. You can put the fair over the edge if you want, right?
Yeah.
But the point was, is like even though you whiffed, you're still available now, right? You did that low fair. It has low lag, right? Then you F smash or I don't know, down tilt, F tilt, whatever, right? Maybe not focus too much on movement because right now I feel like the L cancel dash back is like actually messing you up, right? I think you're like confusing the movement too hard or like focusing on the movement too hard. Like this fair into anything will punish air dodge, right? Like you could have just F smashed that.
Yeah.
So the point of this exercise is to do a low fair that intentionally whiffs and then to punish the air dodge, okay?
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. Right? So I just showed you a way to deal with, like, him being here, right? He's here. You can throw out a low fair to cover the edge, right?
Yeah.
Or you could... And you can have enough time to wave dash back or not or whatever and do that.
Okay.
Alright, punish... I need you to punish this air dodge, though. That's fine.
That wasn't optimal, but...
I think one thing you're messing up right now is you're dash dancing while I'm recovering, right? Like, you don't need to dash dance or be tricky with your movement in any way. The only thing you need to do is be available, right? So, like, if you low fair and then just F smash, that's fine. If you just, like, low fair down tilt, that's okay. What I cannot have you do is low fair into this animation, right? You don't want to be in this animation while you're pressuring me.
Because that it obviously doesn't pressure you, and then if you act fast enough, you can take the space I just gave you.
Exactly, right? So the whole point is right now you're facing forward and keeping Luigi off at all costs, right? Okay. You don't have to move your body off. You don't have to move your body off stage. You just have to keep him away from the center ground, right? Perfect. And sometimes right now, you don't up tilt me in such a way that pulls me in, right?
Yeah.
There are a couple times where I need to see you like back up and do this type of fair, right? And the reason this low fair is good is because it pushes outward, right? Do a low fair to me that's not tipper.
No.
Right? That pushes out, right? So like imagine me being here and soft fairing me.
Yeah.
Alright, do that to me. Sorry. Right? So like if you see me drifting like this, you can choose to do that soft fair, right? If you constantly tipper fair me, I'm gonna go up, up, and upper, right? I'm gonna keep going up if you keep tipper fairing me. But you can choose to just like back your body up and throw me forward more. that one is just F smash. Right, and you're forgetting this fair thing I taught you. Right, it covers me just landing normally, and you have enough time to make a different decision. You need to fair before I'm even there, right? So the point is like you're fairing in case I don't air dodge. Right?
Okay.
You're not late fairing the air dodge, right? I'm teaching you a way to hit both. You're late fairing and you're attacking like that.
Well, and I need to do it without falling off the stage.
Yeah, and you don't need to max drift either, right? The point is that you're covering this zone right here, right? You're covering it so that if I had just done nothing, you would have touched me, right?
Yeah.
And then F smash.
And then yeah. It's in my head. It's just like the actually like translating it to my hands is the.
I think you're just missing L cancel or hitting the C stick too early. And this just is practice, dude. Don't sweat it. There you go. Right. And we went over like positioning in such a way that like you can back up with the jump, right? Or you can go forward with the jump.
Yeah. Like the drifting.
Yeah, you can drift forward, drift back, and like sometimes, dude, you're gonna just need to hold this like forward-facing aggression, right? Like you keep staying forward while Luigi is just trying to come back, right? So like if I air dodge this way, you need to back up and fair me. Yeah, and if you do the soft fair into F smash, it'll just keep me off.
Okay. Well, I missed the L cancel on the back air. And all right.
It's okay, man. All this comes with practice.
Obviously not what I wanted either.
It's okay. Perfect. Right, and there you waited, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
And then there you also waited again. You just like walked away and waited, right? I need you to actually F smash me or prevent me from touching the ground. There's too many times where you're like, I think you stopped the exercise early, and you just have to stop him from touching the ground.
Okay, so hold on. So you're gonna air dodge. I'm whiff fairing you, and then
you can do anything, dude. The whiff fair is just insurance that if I don't air dodge, you keep up the pressure. But right now, I just need you to practice in all circumstances. Don't let Luigi onto the stage.
Okay.
Alright, so there you lost control by like sending me up and in the middle. And it's okay. Maybe you know you work out more, but you want to do as much offstage stuff, right?
Yeah. Hold on, one more time.
What I want you to do?
No, what did you say about offstage stuff?
You don't want to do any attacks that send Luigi anywhere but off stage in this situation, right? The up tilt or any attacks sending inwards are, in my opinion, not correct, right? Anything that resets this is very, very good.
Okay.
So keep in mind your move choice and keep in mind your positioning, right? You can soft fair, you can choose to do things that send me away instead of up.
Okay. So yeah, so something like what you mentioned earlier, like with tipper fair, is not exactly great because it sends you up.
Exactly.
And okay.
Exactly, right? And these apply to all edge guarding situations, right? Which is just as the person comes back, dude, just do your best to keep them off. Don't get any hit, right? You want to keep the hit that gives you most control. Right. So I'm gonna do these air dodges, and I just need you to prevent Luigi from getting center ground in every manner. Okay? Just keep him off the stage every way you can. Right. So right there, you completely abandoned our training of fairing low to beat air dodge, right? Every time you F smash, you lose to two things, right? You lose to air dodge and me not just doing anything. I could have just not, you know, like fallen into the F smash, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so it goes back to our lesson, which is I have to make a decision like right around here, right?
Okay.
You don't have to pull the trigger. Perfect, right? And this low fair is such good insurance because you have no like end lag, right?
Yeah.
And that's an example of you like setting up, right? You're setting up so that I can't do something, right? And then you're also insuring against other stuff.
Okay. So yeah, just like option coverage, basically.
Yes, yes, right. And that first fair, dude, it takes a little bit of setup. The only thing it needed you to do is know that it beats some things, right, and you have the availability for others.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not teaching you to do the one thing that beats exactly one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need an edge guard, dude.
I didn't know that we were still doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I'm off stage, I'm asking you to just keep me off stage.
Okay.
Unless you're writing something down, like I want you to be keeping me off stage.
Not optimal.
Better, better. This is really good. This is good. This is pretty good. Sometimes I think you're a little too close to the edge. Like you could use a little short hop fair to reposition you, or a small wave dash back, right? This is about the space I would stand, and sometimes a little closer, right? But too often you're always here, right? So there's a little variation in the space, right? Like F smash is tipper, right? But then sometimes you like fair over the edge. Right. And the reason I don't want you to become stationary just at this one spot is because if I air dodge right, you're not looking behind you.
Yeah.
Right. So just notice that you have this kind of range of motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was good positioning on the jump back, right?
Sorry, up tilt is like a comfort attack.
It's good. I want you to think about soft fair instead in that same spot, right? So like I'm here, right? And when you up tilt me, it hits that spot, right? But it doesn't push me out. Yeah, that's the soft fair, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like hitting you with the armpit, right? That's kind of what I use visually, is like get him inside of your arm. Right.
Okay.
Anywhere near the edge of the arm, there's chance of tip, or edge of the sword, there's tipper, right? But near his hand is always soft.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the soft fair gives you control to push outwards and outwards.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, tipper fair like here can send out and up, right? But like especially when I'm like here, if I'm here and you tipper fair me, I'm going up, right?
For sure.
Right. So do the most you can to push outwards, right? Right, you're standing just a little too close. Goes back to that thing I was telling you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, damn.
And it's okay. You're getting more control now over like this space and what you should look like, right? And every time you are like really close to it, I'm contesting it, right? This is why I'm trying to explain to you. You know, use a little bit of this leeway you have, right? Do a little wave dash back sometimes. Do that little like fade back fair. Perfect. Alright, so this one, this low up B, I want you to do this kind of fair, okay?
What type of fair, I'm sorry?
It's going to be a low fair, like this.
Okay.
Right? And it's going to actually beat the edge. The low fair, you did it right that one time. It, like, the semicircle kind of goes over the edge a little bit, and it beats this dude. There you go. There you go. Perfect. And you have to do that late timing. I think I'm a little too far. You need to, yeah, there you go. Be a little further with that fair. You can go a little bit more off stage. There you go. Do you kind of tell when it's working and not? Like, based on the position?
It's just, I feel like it's just a timing thing that I have to like get down.
It's definitely low fair, right? It's definitely low fair, and that little circle just goes over the edge.
Yeah.
And this works for almost every recovery except for like invincible ones, right?
Yeah.
It works for Falcon except for like the major magic hands.
Like the sweet spots.
No, Falcon actually not technically sweet spot. You can always down tilt or fair all of them.
He can't like sweet spot like if he grabs it like reverse.
Nope, you can down tilt that one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Every version of his up B is susceptible to something. He can ledge tech almost all versions of that afterwards, though, right? So
okay.
This late fair and just other versions of you standing here are going to give you a lot more tools and just keeping people off, right?
Yeah.
Try to do that late fair. I think sometimes fast following might help you too, because right now you haven't fast followed.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing, like, and that is something that's been pointed out to me is mixing up my aerial timings.
Okay.
And so it used to be a never fast fall to a always doing it.
I see a little bit of mixture in timing after you talked about it, but I think maybe implementing in fights is harder.
Yeah, it's like I feel like everything I practice, which is a lot of things, I have a hard time doing it like mid-match because it's like I get tunnel vision when I play. Like if I'm sitting at home playing 20XX or doing whatever and, you know, just grinding out, you know, juggling different characters or just punish game, like, or anything involving whatever, it's like, all right, cool. And certain like things that I do that I work on, you know, it's just not something that I do like in tournament because I fall back on like old, generally bad habits, and it's like, I don't know.
Were you the one that mentioned like you're good at Sheik and Fox, like doing the up tilts and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, it comes back to like your instincts and your training, right? Like you're gonna fall back on what worked for you and what you know how to do easily, right? Don't shortcut execution, right? Like there are sometimes you're gonna have an idea in combat and you just can't do it because of execution.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't know how to do it. It's like you're not familiar, you're not perfect, you're not fast. Like it's one of those things, right? So like today when we talked about those fairs, right? Like this will now become part of your training the more you think about it, right? When you edgeguard Luigi, right? You can do that short hop fair as insurance, even if it misses, right? And then it covers air dodge because, you know, you're ready.
Yeah.
And this stuff will just become more natural to you the more you practice it, right? In training, right?
Yeah. That's one thing, like against like certain characters, like it's kind of like I realize like, okay, like the first time I ever played a Sheik, I was trying to edgeguard Sheik with down tilt. I had no idea what I was doing. And I ended up losing. Like I went to a tournament on like a Friday and I went to another one on Sunday and I played, there's both like the first two Sheiks I ever played in bracket and I had no idea what I was doing. And after I lost the second set, I was just like, all right, I need to look this up.
Yep.
So I looked it up, and they're basically just like, oh yeah, just hold ledge and punish their landing. And I'm like, that's easy enough. And ever since then, it's like become so much easier. I mean, there are other things to do other than that, but like for a base of what I should be doing, it kind of made a difference because there were a couple stocks that I could have taken if I had done something other than trying to kill them or trying to edgeguard with down tilt.
Dude, yes. And win rate like that is definitely affected by understanding, right? Like you had better understanding of one exact situation and then your win rate changed.
Yeah.
Right. So definitely don't undermine like asking these questions and looking them up. Like how do you deal with Luigi doing that back air? Like all these questions, right? Like look up the matchup and you're going to find your top player either be in that same type of situation and deal with it differently, right? Or avoid that situation entirely.
Yeah.
Right? And ask yourself, how did he avoid it? Did he use a tool I'm not using? You know, pause. There are a lot of times where, like, you're going to see a situation and then it just elapses so fast. And you go, wait. When I play, I'm in this situation and I'm stuck or, like, something goes wrong, right? Like, pause and think, like, what do I do? What is he doing? Like, if I did what he's doing, would the situation diffuse in my matches, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing that I really need to get better about is I can sit here and I can practice ledge dashing for, like, 2 hours straight. Or I've never practiced ledge dashing for 2 hours straight, but I could if I wanted to.
Okay.
I keep that down to I think in my block I spend like 12 minutes on just ledge stuff, and it's 6 minutes per ledge, and I'm
Okay.
like, that's enough for one day. But like, so I have like this time that I practice like certain things, and it doesn't bother me. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a chore, but like going and like reviewing the videos and like taking notes is like that's the worst part about
Yeah.
like to me that's like the worst part about getting good at Melee.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'll tell you, dude, is that life is just like what you described, right? There are certain paths you found that you liked or not work for you, right? And those are easier, right? But you're not necessarily going to become the best by always taking easy paths. Right?
For sure.
You're going to run out of them eventually.
Yeah, and I mean they're like I've like I mentioned with like the Sheik thing is I learned that I looked up. There's a guy. I have a plumber problem because there's a guy who plays Mario too, and I just can't seem to ever beat. I come close. He doesn't even ban stages. He lets me pick wherever I want to go, and I still can't win.
Okay.
Um,
Do you know
so,
why you're losing? Is there like a big thing standing out to you?
well, he is a good player. There's that.
Okay.
He's not PR'd in Melee, but I think he's like number 4 in Smash 4.
Okay.
He's got some. He's good in like all the games.
Okay.
But it's just me like, and it's me just I think. I mean, playing Mario is rough, and I don't have a lot of material. I basically have a rookie, and that's about it. To look up, and there are a couple things like I looked. And I kind of like would like rewatch like one of our sets if it was streamed or something, and I noticed one thing, like every time if I up throw Mario, he always down airs on the way down.
Okay.
So it's just like, all right, I just need to beat down air, and I mean, if I time it right, up tilt does, or up air or anything like that, or I could just like hide under a platform and wait for him to land and punish his landing.
Can you do me a favor? Can you short hop fair this full hop thing? Short hop fair.
Yeah.
Short hop fair. There you go. That's a tipper, right? I want you to do more, and you'll see how high it can go.
What do you mean, do more?
Do more short hop fairs. And I need you to try to tipper them. There you go. Do you see how high that was?
Yeah.
Do one more. Alright. So that's one of your other anti-airs, right? And other things you're getting at, right, is like repeatable situations that you want to punish better, right?
Yeah.
So one thing is your control of your character can, of course, increase, right? Last week we talked a lot about accuracy and control, right?
Yeah.
So when you have ideas like up tilt can beat this, right? And I just showed you fair can beat this, right?
Yeah.
I need you to take deliberate practice to like execute it, and you might need to execute it dry, meaning like no combat happening, right? So like as something happens and you watch it, just do it here, right? Pretend you're actually doing the combo to Luigi, even if he's not there, right? You grab and then you do this and then you do that, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Just take diligence to do what you saw happening or what you needed to do, right? So like you up throw and then you pretend he's in the air, right? And you wait and then you like stay under him or whatever, right? Right now, you're still like exercising control, literally in just micro, situations, right?
Yeah.
Are you, barrel busting perfectly? Probably not, right?
I'm better at it than when I first started.
That's all I can ask for, right? And like same with this, like when you throw Mario up, right? You're gonna learn better ways of keeping him up without like taking damage, without putting yourself at risk, right? Or maybe you throw him up and then you start fairing him off stage, right?
Yeah.
Soon you're gonna just learn like universal ways to deal with problems. Like your short hop fair is gonna just get better, right? And then you task other people to fight your short hop fair or your variations of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this just comes with your strength. Right now you're not strong enough to stop other people's game plans.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like I've tried to like work on. Because actually, like Lance asked me, because I was about to play the Mario, and he's like, "What's your game plan?" And I'm like, "Kill him quickly and not get hit." And I asked him later. I was like, "Hey, like I know I should have a game plan, but like, so when you go to play like Rick or somebody, like what is going through your head? Like, what is your game plan?" He kind of gave me an example of one, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have anything close to that."
Well,
And I've kind of like been, and this was like the Sunday before this most recent one, and you know, I kind of like would think about it like if I knew the opponent like a little bit better. It helps if I know like some of their habits.
Yeah.
Obviously. So like the Luigi that I play friendlies with, I'm like he loves ledge dashing. Like if he's on ledge, there's like an 80% chance he's gonna ledge dash.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is when I first started doing it, I'm like, okay, wave dash back. Because Luigi's wave dash is so long that one wave dash back is not gonna. I have to wave dash back twice. And then he basically if I wave dash back twice from here, well, you know, he's when he ledge dashes, he's like directly in my grab range.
Yeah.
So, and you know, if I up throw him, you know, I swear there's like an 80% chance he's gonna nair.
Okay. Do you handle this well?
Generally. Or, you know, it trades.
This is how you're trading with it every time, up tilt?
I'm not trading. It just kind of... I either mistime it, trade, or I land it. And it's probably a 33% split.
Okay. I need you to do better than that, because this is a big case of you losing right now, right? If you do this, and then the like, one of three things happens, which is you get 12%, you trade, or he wins, that's like... None of those things are that great, man.
Yeah.
Right. What you want to do when he goes up like this is shark with up air or shark with fair. That high fair that I showed you, or with up air, right? And the reason you want to do this is because, one, your chances of losing are lower. Two, when you do win, your chances of doing more damage are higher. Right. Right now you're picking a 1-to-1. You do this, I do this. End of situation.
Okay.
Right. And you should know that this up tilt leads to nothing unless it kills. Right, like if I come here and you up tilt me in any way, like just up tilt me. You know, what more are you really getting? Are you gonna get beneath me again and up tilt me again here? You know?
I feel like generally I do like a full hop up air.
Alright, well, alright, dude, up tilt me and do everything. Do everything. Alright, so
that looks about right.
Yeah, that looks about right? So you start losing control as you hit me up and up and up without like a good plan. Right? You're just like, this move hits you, this move dodged your move, right? Instead, man, think about your big moves. Fair and up air. Those have lots of hit stun, and those can be landed, right, with advantage, right? When you up tilt, you don't have frame advantage. Right? But if you short hop fast fall up air, you start getting frame advantage.
And I think that's one thing, like you mentioned with the fair being like an anti-air, is like I feel like if someone is ever above me, it's never an option I consider. It's always if they're like, if I'm like next to them in midair, that's when I'll fair. Or if I'm approaching or trying to wall out or something like that. But like if it's like above me, like here, or I guess that was more like diagonally below. But like, so if I'm like here, like
that's a good
one. Fair is not something that I would really have ever considered before today.
Yeah, it's because probably no one taught you, right? Or you haven't seen it, right? But face me again. Dude, if I'm here and I'm doing this move is not going to hit you. Right? This down air is not going to hit you.
Yeah.
Right? So you're giving yourself way more chances of succeeding compared to your up tilt, right?
With just like a fair or anything?
With literally, yeah, any aerial, dude. Because you're in a spot where I can't hit you and you can hit me. You should be doing this kind of stuff, dude. You should not be putting yourself underneath me, right? With vulnerabilities, right? If you're gonna put yourself underneath me, put the sword above your head, and do an up air, not the up tilt. Right, and you're still doing rising up airs, right? I need you to do them on the way down. Right. So when you connect. What's up?
That's one thing, like, when I was working on, like, because, like, when I was first, like, learning how to, like, shuffle things, like, the up air shuffle was, like, the weirdest for me, because, like, I felt like my timing was always weird, because I do, like, a rising, and then it, like, wouldn't fast fall or something, so, like, when I shuffle, I do it late, but when I do it, like, not shuffle, it's, like, well, rough.
Well, these are
Like,
shuffles, right? It's short hop, fast fall. These are shuffles. You just need to fast fall before the aerial.
Well, no, but if I'm like not fast falling it, it's normally like rising. But if I am,
I mean, there's a lot of variations, dude. You can do rising, no fast fall. You can do short hop, no fast fall, falling.
yeah. When I picked this game up, I didn't realize it was this complicated.
Well, that's what keeps people in. I'll tell you that is people don't
Yeah.
leave because they're not interested in the complexity, right?
Yeah.
So we're about at that hour. We're just a little bit over. Do you have any like final questions you want to wrap up on?
Okay. So with just one question. It's not related to like the Ouija or anything, but like, it's more like Marth Ditto kind of thing.
Okay.
I generally feel like I'm decent at the Marth Ditto, but recently, and it may just be because I'm playing Marths that aren't as at my level; they're below me. But like, I feel like when I play Marths, like it anymore, it's kind of like the worst thing in the world. Like I don't like it. So I've read like down tilt is good for approaches.
Okay.
Marth, normally if I do the same, I almost treat Marth the same way I do Sheik, which sounds really bad when I say it like that.
It's not the worst idea. It's fine.
It's if I grab, at 0, I do a forward throw, and then I'll like do a grab, up throw, and then I start like up tilting until a certain percent, and then I up air and things like that.
Okay.
But like, I feel like when I do play other Marths, I basically get like outclassed.
All right, man. I think this topic is a little too difficult for me to dive in quickly.
Okay.
Because this is more of like a wrap up. We're over an hour.
All right.
What I'll tell you about the Marth Ditto is that, especially at your level, a lot of it is just DI. Right now, you need to learn to dash dance, grab, and DI. Those are the 3 really, really big ones. And of course, you yourself right now are still learning accuracy and controlling your own movement, right? So,
yeah.
I definitely would not stress about particular matchups at this point in time right now. Like,
just work on my all-around game getting better.
Yeah. Every single matchup that you have problems with right now can be addressed by you doing what's in your head better, right? Because there are ideas in your head, but you're not meeting reality correctly with it. Like sometimes like you're not doing the falling aerial or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or your idea was just not quite fully fleshed out. Like you have an idea, but as you execute it in game, you either fall back on what you already know or you fail at something new, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And this happens to everyone, dude. You fall back on what you know because that's how you train, or you fail at something new because you have an idea that you haven't tried yet, right? So you need to definitely increase control in yourself before you start asking too many matchup-specific things.
Okay.
Like you mentioned that Doc back air versus Luigi back air, right? It has nothing to do with Doc versus Luigi. It has more to do with controlling yourself and handling similar situations amongst different matchups.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
I'm not to discourage you from asking very specific questions or learn these things, but overall, right now, like the control that you have and go back to asking those questions. Like when I edgeguard Sheik, it didn't work out, so I looked up this, right? Look up more specific things with those specific questions in mind. Like I up throw Mario or whatever the question is, right? Go to YouTube, fast forward the video or parse the video, however you want to do it, and just break it down. Watch what happens, break it down, and do it yourself.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got more notes and more things to work on this time. So.
Hell yeah, man! You did some barrel busters last week. Did you do any of the evade practice? Did I teach you this one?
No, you did not.
Okay. The evade practice is practice mode. Okay, 1-player mode.
Mm-hmm.
Set the CPU to evade.
Okay.
And when you go to hurt him or kill him or whatever the your objective is, try to play it like it's real. Like approach him accurately. Don't just throw random moves at him.
Okay.
The more serious you take your training, the more serious you'll take the friendly, right? And you won't be doing some weird sloppy habit that you learned, right? So like you're not going to be like forward tilting after aerial because it worked against the CPU, right?
Yeah.
So definitely break more barrels. Try to get more accurate. Report back to me with any things you learn from practice.
Okay.
You got the improvement channel. You go to tournaments, dude. That's awesome. Try to leave any VODs or any questions in the improvement channel.
Okay. I can do.
Yeah,
But
man.
I'll let you go since we are running late. So, but I appreciate you taking the extra couple minutes to answer some questions and give some more advice for sure.
Yeah, of course, man. I have a great time with your lessons. I like how enthusiastic you are to learn, and you have so much to do, man.
Lots.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, take it easy, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, Strem. I'm down to 32 viewers, but you're the most loyal viewers. I'm gonna end the stream with like some wind down, and then I think I'll try to stream another hour until Larfin. Who knows?